Well, with an unprecedented entrapment in Peterborough, it is finally time to build up towards Crush, Crush, Crush. This week, you're getting an influx of matches. 3 a day. Such a delicious tasting thing. So, what is happening if you haven't read the post? Simply put, 3 matches a show, 2 semis, 1 final, up until Friday, where the final losers will compete in a round-robin league. So 3 teams will be facing off against one another. Win is 3 points, 2 points for a count-out win. DQ, similar sort of story. 1 point for a draw, or a count-out loss. And then 0 points for a normal loss. So, points can be earned in multiple ways. And tonight, we're going to be finding out who will be the first set of winners going into our mixed tag warfare at Crush Crush Crush, as well as our first runners-up. So, let's find out 2 teams competing in this tourney. We will not be starting with Roman Reigns. He's a startup pick, which is never a good thing. So, I'm just bringing up my spreadsheet. As you can tell, we're doing this a little bit, what's the word? Chill. We're not doing this straight up. So, the first team involved has to be a team member that is, let's put it this way. It has to be a male. We're doing males first. First male drawn out will be one part of the team, because it's a male and a female for the Mixed Tag Championship. So, I will stop it in 3, 2, 1, bang. Carl Anderson, you're not a current champion, so you get into this. I will not be controlling anyone. Me realizing that it's currently AI. Toggle AI, there we go. Now, it's obviously going to default to Luke Gallows, but he's not going to be able to be his partner here, so which of these fine women will be joining Carl Anderson in our opening bout? Apparently he's lost a match for me. Don't know when. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, bang. Lola Vice. That's an interesting combination overall, if you think about it. Obviously, she is not competing on the card, so she gets into this match. Their opponents. Well, we'll start with the men. Bear in mind, it has to be eligible superstars, so none of the elite figures, Super Cena's not able to be in there, the manifestations, none of the jobbers as well. So 3, 2, 1. Javon would be eligible if he weren't in that tag team match opener. So we're going to have to re-roll again. 3, 2, 1. Eddie Guerrero. I'm not sure if this is the Eddie Guerrero I use. In fact, I think it's that one that we do use. So I will take Eddie Guerrero. But he is not going to be the current wrestler. So, women's side of things, who will be facing off in this matchup? Normal tag rules apply. 3, 2, 1. Raquel Rodriguez. That is an interesting battle. Obviously, there is one favorable team in this matchup, But yeah, let's see how this goes. And we enter the Primetime arena for this opening bout. Carl Anderson not coming out alone or with his usual partner in Luke Gallows, but he's coming for us. He's bringing a bit of a boom.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, by way of Tokyo, Japan, weighing in at 213 pounds, Carl Anderson.
Anderson, he's had tag team matches before in IPW, competing alongside, obviously, Doc Gallows, but tonight, new partner, new system, new title to go after. And it'd be a bit of a shock to anyone's system if he and Lola Vice do win out in this tournament. But bigger shocks have happened in IPW. And tonight, we could be looking at another, as Lola Vice picked up a recent win
from Miami, Florida, Lola Vice
on Underground, happening over the weekend. She won via KO against Zoe Starks, I believe. That was certainly a hard-hitting affair between those two. But tonight, alongside Carl Anderson, she is more so the rookie, with an experienced vet competing together to overcome a formidable foe in Eddie Guerrero and Raquel Rodriguez. Now, what I will say is the speed and agility factor fairly even between the teams. Obviously, Eddie and Carl, fairly similar builds.
From El Paso, Texas, weighing in at 228 pounds, Eddie Guerrero.
But Lola Vice, Raquel Rodriguez is the biggest difference in terms of stature. Raquel, a big, beefy powerhouse, versus a kickboxer, an MMA fighter. Vice does not have the same height, but she does possess similar power to Raquel. And this matchup's gonna really be a test, a fortitudinal battle between these two teams. Now, as this is our opener in this mini tournament, the rules are pretty simple. Men will face anyone. It can be a woman. Tag team rules apply as standard. DQs are on. Countouts are there. It's in standard 10 count. As Raquel Rodriguez, the big biceps, the shoulder blades, pumping
from
up.
Rio Grande Valley, Texas, Raquel Rodriguez.
And again, it's a similar story to Carl Anderson, current or now technically former WWE Tag Team Champion with Liv Morgan. You typically expect her to be competing alongside her in that enforcer role. But tonight, going it with a man who likes to lie, cheat, and steal, some say is the real father of Dirty Dom Mysterio. And that's certainly an interesting thing because there is that Hispanic connection between Rodriguez and Guerrero. So, a similar kind of fortitude between that team. As we get underway with this, our opening match in this mixed tag tournament. Anderson starting off with Guerrero, looking for a quick roll-up victory. Eddie kicking out before a single count can happen. And Anderson's looking for these early submissions, pinfall attempts to get the victory here, but Not able to ascertain it just yet. Eddie, side headlock, punch to the face. And this is the thing about this sort of match. Tag team action, men versus females, it's gonna happen. And we're gonna potentially see the women overpowering the men in a lot of situations. Here, Anderson starting to get rolling. Gonna tag in a Vice here to get her first taste of the action. And Vice, very powerful, as we say. Backdrop suplex there. She has this knockout potential that we saw on Underground. With that spinning back fist. As we look at this matchup right now, Rodriguez on top of the ropes comes crashing down and crowns Lola Vice with that double axe handle. Now has her up, torture rack position. Spins her out to the TKO. Vice quickly tagging back out to save herself. But Anderson's walking immediately into Rodriguez's power. Eddie now legal for his team. Gonna lock in this submission hold. From El Paso, I think it's called. As it does some work over Anderson's back. Anderson, backdrop there. He's still keeping alive in this match. You have to think that tag team wrestling, his bigger wheelhouse compared to Eddie Guerrero, who had far better success as a singles wrestler in his career. Frequent tags here from the Hispanic duo of Guerrero and Rodriguez as a spin the world power slam there from Rodriguez, showcasing her power in this matchup. Vice evades the shot, then gets grabbed a hold of, this time trapped in the corner, and Rodriguez looking to make her pay by exposing the back, dumping her spinal cord first onto the to the ring. A quick count issued. It's Big Jill for this one, issuing that one count. Oh my word! Chopping across that chest is Rodriguez. Vice, back to her feet, catches a hold, and tossing. Rodriguez, we said that Vice has that explosive power of an MMA star, former MMA fighter. German suplex on the outside. How did Rodriguez get back to her feet off the back of that? Also, how often do you come to a wrestling match where the person seated 2 down from you has the exact same hairstyle as you, same color, same dye pattern? Oh my word, that axe kick to the back. We're up to a 7 count here. 8. Vice gonna make it back into the ring. She's taunting. The 9 count. And there's the 10. If this was the round robin stage of this tournament, we would have seen 1 point go over to Eddie and Raquel, but this is the single bracket tournament, and Vice found a way to beat the more experienced superstar by a count out. And that's how this match ends. A kick to the back and a simple count out victory.
the team of Lola Rice and Carl Anderson.
Well, we now know one of our finalists. Let's move over to our second semi-final. So we re-enter the randomizer. Who will be our second team competing in this one? We start with the men as always, and we are going to be seeing 3, 2, 1, bang. Kit Wilson. Okay. And he will be competing not alongside Pretty Deadly tag partner Elton Prince. Oh, no, no, no. He will be partnered with, in 3, 2, 1, bang, Jade Cargill. Is she in a match? No, she is not. Well, that is certainly a team. Huh. Yeah. She's not competing. Anyway, let's look for her, well, their opponents. I'm gonna actually just get this written down. Who will be facing Kit Wilson and Jade Cargill? We will find out in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, boom! Well, I did not expect to see Terry Funk, but Terry Funk's in it. And for his tag partner, 3, 2, 1, bang. I mean, purely because I want to make it the one we use in IPW, let's just make it this Nikki Rock Cross. So, Cross and Funk. That is a shocking team. I'm surprised that we're getting that. Yes, boys! A storm is brewing. Kit Wilson coming out here. And this is an interesting story. This is another matchup with 2 tag team partners, not with their normal teammates. Kit Wilson, obviously with Elton Prince usually. Jade Cargill.
Is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, representing Pretty Deadly from London, England, weighing in at 185 pounds. Kit Wilson.
Kit Wilson usually with his tag partner Elton Prince. Jade Cargill is usually with Bianca Belair as a tag team, and this is certainly an interesting dynamic. It's a pretty powerful combination, one of which could end in death and explosivity for Funk and his partner Nikki Cross. We'll have to see how this matchup shapes up, but overall this is a solid team over in terms of combativeness. The raw power that Jade possesses. I distinctly remember something that happened on Saturday. Suplex into powerbomb was just insane. Stacking her opponent, Naomi, off of it as well. But regardless of that fact, Cargill's here tonight to compete alongside Kit Wilson.
and her partner from Orlando, Florida, Jade Cargill.
Former TBS champion, former WWE Tag Team Champion Cargill not really found her foot in IPW, shall we say. She puts on spectacular matches, she picks up some dominant victories, but hasn't gotten that title shot she really does rightfully deserve. But tonight, winning this puts her in good stead for a title, at least in IPW. But she has to go through Funk and Cross, and then Carl and Lola Vice. That is going to be an interesting matchup. The winner of this bout will face Carl Anderson and Lola Vice, obviously. But let's talk about this team. This is certainly one crazy team, isn't it?
And from Amarillo, Texas, weighing in at 247 pounds, Terry Funk.
Representing Chase U, Terry Funk. He brings such extreme fighting styles, classics with Cactus Jack, as well as just an overall insane career. School of Hard Knocks, he's gonna funk you up. But pairing his craziness alongside Nikki Cross, that is the story. Nikki Cross has been one of the most insane women in wrestling for a while, and she brings such a bizarre form of offense. So when she joined up with the Wyatt Six, it certainly gave us an interesting setup as we ready ourselves for this one. The Fireflies grow in the IPW arena as we welcome Cross into IPW. We saw her make an entrance a couple weeks ago, but she didn't stay around for long. Tonight, she's getting to compete in an IPW ring for the very first time. Expect craziness. Expect the unpredictable, as this one is set up to be explosive, interesting, and honestly, if it doesn't end in a countout, I'll be happy. The bizarre look, Nikki Cross. That was her mask. Her face is even worse. And let's get into this one, shall we, folks? The action. Funk will kick things off against Wilson here. And we are underway. Wilson out of the gates early, unloading on the legend. Dropping that knee, targeting the arms, which is wise if you think about it. Think of his partner's offense, Jade, known for jaded, obviously. You need to lock up the arms. If your opponent's arms are sore, it's so much harder for them to escape the grasp, and you're more than likely just going to be dropped face first and almost certainly losing the match. As Funk is also trading back with Wilson. Both meeting each other with them fist strikes. The flurry of offense. But Funk's more prolific, it seemed, in the early goings. I'm going to take out Kit Wilson as he runs the ropes. Looks for the boot to the face, but Wilson quickly catches him with the European uppercut. Irish whip now into his own corner. And the tag in brings Jade into the match. Punch to the stomachs and then double axe handles and the boots to follow. That's some tandem offense if I've ever seen it. And it appears Cargill and Wilson are on the same page. We're yet to see Nikki Cross in this match, but Funk surviving. Stunner to Cargill. Catching her with that one. Body slam from the Funkster. A roll-up pin attempt here from Jade. Looking to steal victory. Funk rolls through. One. Kick out from Jade. To stay alive in this tournament. As the action now spilling to the outside. Cargill and Funk meeting. Whatever that was effective from Cargill. Nice uppercut of her own. The uppercut bros, I guess we can call Cargill and Kit Wilson. A 5 count issued here. Make it a 6. The double bicep pose. Went out from Jade as our referee's up to 7. 8 count. Funk beats the 10. Makes it in and unleashes another stunner. Finally, we're gonna see Nikki Cross make her presence known in this battle. The eerie cross. Unique offense, to say the least, as the pump kick evaded. But Cross cannot capitalize. She cannot lift up Jade Cargill. Cargill, fall away slam. More of a fall away toss. Cross now. Hurricane Ranas. The taller Cargill. Down to the mat. And unleashing some offense here. The kick to the stomach. Into the straight jacket neck breaker. Offense of a lunatic. Driving Cargill to the mat. And Funk, though, getting involved. Setting for this twisting offense. Cross could win it all here. 2 count. Wilson in to break that pinfall attempt up. Jade Cargill in a lot of trouble. Evades Cross's running offense. Just runs her down. And I think Cargill feeling the worse for wear. The offense from Cross and opts to bring in her partner. Kit Wilson now to wear down this psychopath. Irish whip. Running pretty lariat from Kit Wilson. 1, 2. Funk in to break it up, and you can see the frustration on Wilson's face as he gets caught off guard. Cross missing with the elbow. Spinning European uppercut. Wilson looking to punish. Has Cross in his sights. Beckons her to her feet. Dropping the elbow but missing the knee, and Cross unleashing her offense. Cannot get the body slam as the float over inverted DDT is her consequences. Code breaker from Wilson. Into the pin he goes. 1, 2. So nearly a 3 count. But Wilson not done. Plants cross with the DDT. Brings in Cargill. As Funk now legal. Chop from Cargill. Ripcord into the takedown. A nice flurry of offense from Cargill. As the chops rain in, taking the back of the Funkster. Cargill beckoning Funk to his feet. Locks the arms in position for Jaded. Plants him. Into the pin she goes. 1, 2. How the hell did Terry Funk kick out of that? Regardless of that fact, he's still alive in this match, and the Funkster catches Kit Wilson as he re-enters this one. Cross now legal for her team. Looking to manhandle and just toss around Kit Wilson. Kick to the back. Wilson really hasn't been able to get anything going against Nikki Cross when she is legal. It's been pretty much all Cross as Terry now legal for his team. Backdrop there. In tandem. Cross. Well, Wilson almost able to make a tag, but he's locked up. Neck breaker from the Funkster. Looking to end Kit Wilson, but we saw her enter the ring and she broke that pinfall attempt up. Wilson gonna get back to his feet quite quickly as Cross now legal. Catches hold of her into the powerbomb position and just drops her. More signature offense of Jade Cargill, I would say, than Kit Wilson, but regardless of the fact, same team clearly have been training ahead of this one, and you are going to see some big-time explosive offense now from Cargill, corking with the German suplex, and now could potentially be caught by Cross. DDT! Planting Cargill in the ring. The Funkster now legal. Jade, though, hitting the spear. Decapitating Terry Funk. Now bringing in her partner. Funk, though, uncorking a big-time left hand. Wilson's on Dream Streak. All Cross has to do is finish it. Grab a hold of him and send him to sleep. But Wilson not going to go down easy. Just stunning Cross with the knee. Then a lariat. Dropping down. Nikki Cross and trapping the arms. Oh, this is not a good place to be. Unprotected shots to the back of the neck. Sets up for the elbow to the front. Wilson. Some pretty deadly offense there. Now he's going to leave the scraps to Cargill. Grabs a hold of her opponent. The pump kick connects. And Cross in trouble. Dragged to the center of the ring. And she's gonna be the victim. The second one of this match of Jaded. Planted. Pinfall attempt. But Funk breaks it up. we still roll on. And Cargill in control. A kick to the back. Now she's looking to maybe finish it off. Whips her into the corner. Gets caught. Cross tosses her in. And Cross running the distance to land the leaping forearm smash. Jade in trouble now. Utilize her big shots. To no avail. But right now, she has the potential opportunity to end it. To pick up victory if Cross allows it. But Cross has her on her shoulders. Spins her out and drives her into the mat. Cargill back to her feet. As the Funkster brought in, and it's now the men facing off against one another. Fuckbuster by Kit Wilson. Goes for the pin. Cross into the ring to break it up. A 2 count. Almost a 3. Wilson, what does he have to do to end it? Because it's been pretty much all pretty and powerful. Wilson has him. Code breaker. Into the pin he goes. 1, 2. How is Terry Funk alive in this one? This legendary fortitude as Wilson choking him out and then delivering a punch. The Funkster somehow staying in it. Ebb and flow DBT. The chop, the punch, and now the suplex, the stalling vertical suplex. He's bringing it around town, but I've got a feeling he's going to have to do better to end Cargill, who's now legal, but caught, dropped on her neck. She's in position. The leg caught, the submission locked in. Will she tap? No, she will not. And Kit Wilson not allowing it to happen. Cargill, a woman possessed right now. Powerbomb. Slingshot powerbomb. Funk dropped to the mat. In trouble. As Cargill runs the ropes. Drops the double axe handle to the back of the head. We already saw what Kit Wilson did. That exposed position. But why not add a final call of Jaded? Planted into the pin she goes. 1, 2, 3. It was not the prettiest of bouts, but we saw the fortitude, that resilience that Funk and Cross possess to survive that long. A solid tag team effort from them. But in the end, Cargill and Kit Wilson prevailed with their finishing maneuvers to pick up victory and advance them into the finals matchup against Carl Anderson and Lola Vice. That one will certainly be a brawl a battle-tested Kit Wilson and Jade Cargill versus a pretty fresh Anderson and Vice. How will that one end? Well, we're going to head into that tornado tag matchup. So no countouts will be in that one. We'll see you then.
Here are your winners, the team of Jade Cargill and Kit Wilson.
Well, after two epic openers, we head to the finals. One of these two teams will be at Crush, Crush, Crush. Anderson and Vice, Wilson and Cargill. As in another set of explosions.
The following contest is a tornado tag team match. Introducing first, by way of Tokyo, Japan, weighing in at 213 pounds, Carl Anderson.
Prepare us for battle. Tornado tag rules in this matchup. No countouts. We need a definitive winner. DQs aren't even a factor as well. It's the perfect combination for pure chaos. Everything and anything could potentially happen here. With four hungry fighters, who knows who will take the victory?
And her partner from Miami, Florida, Lola Vice.
One thing's for sure though, this team are coming in the fresher of the two. A quick count-out victory ascertained an easy route to the final. One kick to the back and then one toss later. Vice counted out her opponent. And that was a shock because it was Eddie Guerrero and Raquel Rodriguez. A duo who, as a whole, was the heavy favorites in that matchup. But they did the job they needed to do as we get a little bit pretty and a little bit deadly. Arguably one of the great theme songs of WWE. Hashtag the only good Death Rebel song. Kit Wilson feeling the after effects of being punished.
And representing Pretty Deadly from London, England, weighing in at 185 pounds, Kit Wilson.
Certainly felt the wrath of Terry Funk. I think both of Cargill and Wilson felt Funk's full effect. And then obviously a bit of cross here and there. But coming into this one, it is a different field. Anderson and Vice. Knockout power with Vice, and then that unwavering fortitude of Anderson, who will look to just outlast you. And this certainly does raise questions about OC versus Pretty Deadly, potentially in IPW. If this matchup slaps, that could be a route that is explored. But as we welcome the tornadoes, the whirlwinds, and the rain The storm is here. Cargill is bringing it entirely herself.
And from Orlando, Florida, Jade Cargill.
We've seen what she can do. Given chance, she will uncork some heavy jaded, like she did in the previous bout. So it's the goal of Anderson and Vice to kind of subdue Cargill. Pick on Wilson, he's the punching bag of the team, and kind of make Cargill a null factor. It is a difficult thing in principle of doing, but certainly in writing, that is the easiest thing to do in this match. Will they be able to do that? We'll have to see as we ready the ring for this tornado tag match. We're underway for our first final. It's Vice and Wilson and Anderson and Cargill. Early submission hold locked in here. It's a Fujiwara clutch. The Katahajime, some may call it. And Vice is just uncorking big shots. Catching Cargill. And now actually Cargill getting the better of her. Power slam from Cargill. As finally we get of gender on gender action. Vice and Cargill fighting for a second until Cargill, well, Vice unleashes that flurry of kicks. To the outside goes Vice, and this is not what Anderson and Vice wanted to happen. Cargill uncorking her powerful offense, goes for the pin here. One, not even a one count. But this is what Cargill wanted to happen. She wanted to just be left alone to pick apart an opponent and bring in some weaponry. Why not? Steel chair in hand. Vice getting cracked on the back. And now to the head and stomach. Cargill unloading with the steel. Pump kick connects. Vice is down. All it takes is one flurry of offense from Cargill to end this match, and I somehow feel that she's going to bring Vice in to end it. Knee to the face. Anderson now fighting off Cargill. There's Wilson targeting Vice, who's been picked apart here. Cargill and Wilson teaming up to take down Vice. This is certainly not what we want as a German suplex comes through from Cargill. And Cargill, we know what's coming from this position. It's the potential setup to a Jaded. She is, however, fought off, pushed away. Anderson now mounting, delivering some punches, and then a kick to Cargill. But it has been Wilson and Cargill who have been the dirtier of the two teams, utilizing weapons in a tornado tag match. Anderson. Oh, that kendo stick went flying. That code breaker connecting as well. Vice unable to get to her feet. Cargill's holding her. 2 count. Wilson almost had the victory. Jade, sensing victory in sight, locks Vice up for Jaded on the kendo stick. The stomps to follow it up as well. This is pretty and it's deadly. But Anderson breaks the pin up. but gets German suplex for his effort. In the end, it is still going on, this matchup. For how much longer? Oh my word, that kendo stick went flying into nothing as Wilson re-targets Vice. Big time punch, dropping the MMA fighter. Stalling vertical suplex. Vice forced out of the ring. Cargill, kendo stick in hand, chopping away at the private area of Anderson. He's in a spot of bother. Moves the ropes. Delivers the snapmare. Pump kick connects as well. Cargill unloading. Side Russian leg sweep from Wilson. Also utilized well. Sidewalk slam. Vice is still up, standing. This is the first time, I think, in this entire match that Vice has a chance to unload. Spinning back fist connects. She's knocked out so many opponents with that one. Won't pick up victory because of the position of Cargill, who's now locked Anderson up for some jaded. Goes for the pin. Vice breaks it up. Now the Muay Thai fighter can unload, but she is caught by Cargill, who has her up. Jaded once more. Wilson missing the block off. Cargill heading to the second rope. Catching Vice with the splash. Gets a bit froggy with it. But Anderson's still in this. He's still standing. And this is the first time in this match that Vice and Anderson can unload together. Can get some offense down on their opponents. Weaken them. But Cargill still fighting. Spear connecting. 1, 2. Not even a 2 count for Vice over Wilson. He's still so full of health. Cargill has been unrelenting in this match. Definitely the mainstay of this team. And if she had maybe, and this is just hypothetical, a partner who was on the same level as her, this team would be unstoppable. Has Anderson up, sit out powerbomb. Pump kick connecting. Into the pin she goes. Wilson stops Anderson. We have our first mixed tag finalist. This match was all Cargill and Wilson. Pretty green combination. Unleashing offense in synchronicity, I guess is the word I want to go for. And on a matter of occasions, close to picking up victory. This jaded into double stomp to the head. Perfect in execution from them. There was moments in this match where Vice was able to uncork her shots. Anderson was really just the fall guy. Did not get to do much in this one. Vice, she suffered in the end. A second jaded, locked up and planted. And once that happened, the pump kick on it only just stationary target got back to a feet. Vice there.
Here are your winners, the team of Jade Cargill and Kid Wilson.
But yes, our first finalists or first combatants going for the title is going to be Jade Cargill and Kit Wilson, who we will see on Saturday night. That being said, it's not the last we'll see of Anderson and Vice. as they will be competing on Friday. Tune in then for that one. But tomorrow we'll find out our second team in the finals. We'll see you then. Peace out.
Feel the pain, live the grind. I could change, in my mind. Pick a lane, commit and climb. The only way to win at life. I never miss, that's fact. Taking big